Today we're going to be solving word problems using proportions. Now, that's a little bit different from what you've done before with word problems. Every one of these can be set up with a proportion. Okay, first of all, we're going to read the problem. The ratio of boys to girls in a class is 6 to 5. If there are 36 boys in the class, how many girls are in the class? So we're going to use a proportion to set this up. So the first thing I do is I put boys in my numerator, and I'm going to put girls in the denominator because the problem asks about comparing boys to girls. So it says the ratio of boys to girls is 6 to 5. So that means 6 should go in my numerator and 5 into my denominator. Then it says if there are 36 boys in the class, how many girls are in the class? So girls is what we don't know. That'll be our x. So our x equals girls. Now we're ready to set up the rest of our proportion. So where do I put this 36 boys? Well, if I look over here, it says boys should be in the numerator, and then that's compared to x girls. Now from what you remember about proportions, you should know that the cross products are equal. So in this case, you would have 6x equals 5 times 36. Well, 5 times 36 is 180. Then it's a one-step equation. Divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 30. So our answer should be there are 30 girls in the class. You can solve a lot of problems using proportions. So that's something to remember as you go through and you're trying to work problems later on in the year. If you don't know what to do, try setting up a proportion. Okay, let's look at another problem. In this case, a recipe for making 24 cookies calls for a cup and a half of sugar. How much sugar would you need to make 36 cookies? So I'm comparing the cookies to the sugar, or the cups of sugar. So we need to make sure that we set up our ratio as cookies to sugar. Now, could you set it up sugar to cookies? Sure, as long as you put things in the right place. So we're going to have 24 cookies is a cup and a half. Okay, that's going to equal 36 cookies over, we don't know how much sugar. X is the sugar we're trying to find. So when we're doing our problem, we always need to know what our unknown is. In this case, X is the amount of sugar we need. So here's where the fun begins. We're going to do cross products. And we get 24x, and we have to do 1.5 times 36. Well, let's see, 1.5 times 36. How would I do that? Well, I can multiply 3 halves times 36 over 2. Excuse me, 36 over 1. When we do that, we can do a little simplifying. And we know that 3 times 18 is 54. So then we would divide by 24 on both sides. Divide by 24. And when we do that, we'll have to do 24 into 52. Excuse me, 24 into 54. I know it goes in there twice. So that'll be 48. Sorry about my writing. When we subtract 54 minus 48 is 6. So it's going to be 2 and 6/24 cups. But hey, that can be simplified. And it's going to be 2 and 1/4 cups of sugar. Okay, here's another easy problem to do. A lot of times you get these work problems and you have to kind of figure out what you need to find out. Melanie works at a toy store. She made $480 last week working 40 hours. how much will she make per hour? Well, in case you don't know, per hour means 1 hour. Is this a unit rate problem? Yes, it is. So we're going to have money divided by hours, or money compared to hours. So it's 480 over 40 equals, we don't know how much she makes for 1 hour. So how much money is our X? So we'll do our cross products. We'll get 40 X equals 480. We'll divide by 40. Divide by 40. And X is, well, 480 divided by 40 is, I believe it's 12. So she makes $12 per hour. $12 an hour. It's not a bad job for working at a toy store. So all you have to do is remember to set up your ratios. I like writing them over there to the left like we did in the last 2 or 3 problems. I put a ratio over here to let me know what ratios I'm comparing, like cookies to sugar. That helps me keep my proportions straight. So have fun solving word problems with proportions.